I forgot to mention a few different things also that I did just to get it to pick up some speed, and like I said, it did. I changed the spark plug. I had heard that the iridiums work better in the 2 strokes. So whatever brand model your bike takes spark plug, I went with the IX, the $11 plug. I think there's a $6 plug and like a $10 plug. I went with the $10 plug, and it seemed to work good. The most expensive iridium plug. Secondly, you got to go to your air box and clean it. It's down in here. You got to go to that, clean it, because mine was pretty bad. I'm going to do an air box mod too, see how that works too, which will be another video. I changed the fluid in my CVT system. It only takes 4 ounces of the blue Plures stuff. That's what I bought. And the stuff that came out didn't look so good. It wasn't blue anymore, and it was like white, and didn't seem to be that much of it. So that might be something you want to do right away. You don't want to be driving any of this stuff with, that. Another thing with the video, when you go to buy these parts, be careful. Like when you buy, like I bought Dr. pulley rollers, because the material's made, like the slide bed, it's a stronger material. You don't want to put crappy rollers in like your CVT system, because then they'll just disintegrate fast. Or if you buy crappy variator from China, it'll disintegrate fast, and that's not. You're not looking to go back in here and do all sorts of work again because stuff failed right away. Oh, that was another thing I forgot to mention. Because of the smaller sprocket, front sprocket, I actually had to pull the axle back all the way, and then I actually elongated the slide under here. There's a bolt right under here, and it slides back and forth in there. I elongated it by about 1/4 of an inch, because pulling the axle all the way back, to pull the axle back on these is pretty easy too. And believe me, I'm not a mechanic, but you just one bolt here. Where's my hand? One bolt here, one bolt here, one underneath on this side, and one underneath on this side. There's 2 parts of the frame. I just elongated them a little with a drill bit, and pulled the axle all the way back to take a bunch of the slack out. I have a new spring. The spring broke on my chain adjust that's coming in the mail. Actually, it should be here by now, but it's not. And that's how I took up the slack. A lot of people will change the front and the rear, but again, I'm trying not to spend a ton of money, and my kids don't care at this point. They're not racing. They're not even barely driving this thing. They don't even care about it. But so if you make the front I made smaller, so now it probably dropped the miles per hour on this quad by about 3, because it's considerably smaller, the front sprocket. But it gets the RPMs up quick, and this thing starts to move quick. So I'm not changing the rear sprocket, because if I go to a larger one, which would take up the chain slack, it's just going to decrease the mile per hour on this vehicle even further. And it's not necessary, it's just an extra cost. I don't think I need it right now, because by the time I put the rollers in, lighter rollers and a few other things, this thing it's going to get faster on the bottom end, and probably lose some on the top end. Who knows? I put the reeds in, the Carbon Tech reeds already. Maybe they'll help me on the top end a little bit. It doesn't really matter. Like, you get on a quad, I want to hit the gas, I want to go right away. So when I do those clutch parts, that's what's going to happen. But it's already happening. A lot better than it was when I got it. And I think that's all I did for now. Okay.